So you played at Michigan State.
Yeah.
You had a nice run in the league, and you know where we are now in college football. The landscape is kind of wild. It's a wild west of what you and I played in. Where are you at with the current landscape of college football? When you look at it as an older guy that's been around and has experience and misses the old, rugged, earn your keep type of climate that we played in, what do you see now when these guys are making all this money and haven't really earned shit?
You know what? It's like I was telling Bailey before, this is a precursor to control of the NFL. You know, they're getting these guys at young ages. And, you know, I had a business CSA prep start, was along a partner of mine, and we worked hard to recruit kids, develop kids, and get them, you know, prepared to play college ball freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, and then go into the NFL. It's totally different now. You can just, you can go in the NFL, college football, you can jump from one team to the next. I originally, when I came out of high school, I went to USC my freshman year. And of course, it was Charles White and Marcus Allen there. I was a running back. So what do you think I did? I got out, but I transferred to Michigan State. But that was it. I couldn't transfer anymore. And then I had to sit out a year. And it hurt me. It hurt me bad because my grades have to match the years that you sit out. And if your credits don't match, you don't play. And I struggled with that. That's why I had a tough time getting on the field. So,
Dana, it made us really sit down with whoever, daddy, mama, shot caller, and say, you better make sure this is the move, because if you screw this up, you done. Like nowadays, they don't have that. They don't have to worry about, if I go there in 2 weeks, I'm gonna bounce anyway. Like there's no repercussion. There's no being held to the fire no more.
Well, I teach at a school where I have a contract with Hillsborough County School System. And I can see the kids as they come up, there's no respect for adults. There's no respect for commitment. They don't have commitment to anything. And the parents don't force them to be committed to anything. They want to start. They want to try to do something, participate in the sport. They come home one day, well, Mom, I'm not starting, so I'm going to quit. Okay, son, that's okay. Let's do something else. And Daddy right along with them. So, it's kids are totally different. And I don't even know if I could coach today. Because when I was coming up, you know how it is. Our coaches laid hands on us. If they were our father on the field. So if we didn't do what we were supposed to do, we felt the repercussions.
The cold part, Dana, not to cut you off, the cold part is they went across our head, and if we went and cried to Daddy, Daddy went across my head. And see, nowadays, or Mama went across my head. Nowadays, oh, he touched you? I'm going to go up there and holler at him. Like, man, we were never, unless somebody was really abusing our kids. We were going to stick up. We knew that those coaches, we were there for a reason. We knew who the coach was, and we knew he had our best interests of our kids. And just like I've always been with my kids, like my kids knew. My kids weren't crying behind my back unless they were shitbirds and I cut them. But these cats knew. They knew.
And that's just the thing, when I was at Michigan State, I never met my father. For one thing, I never seen him. I left tickets at the will call window for him. He never showed up for the game. My father was Buck Nystrom and Mike Imhoff. I don't know if you guys remember, Imhoff got killed down here in Florida. Imhoff was like a father to me. And he didn't, he cut me no slack. When I messed up at Michigan State, he said, no, pull him off the team for 3 months. I'm like, whoa, man, come on now. So, I messed up my own career. I ain't gonna lie, but he tried. He worked with me. But we don't have, and I learned from that, but we just don't have the commitment that we have now. And now we have kids that are, getting offered money to go play a game that we played for love. I would play today if I could, but my knees got zippers on them, So, I'm just saying, man, it's crazy.
And there's just such a separation in gaps as far as age. The young kids just don't know what they don't know. It's unfortunate. And they think we're the old heads on the porch yelling at the clouds and all this old shit they say. But they really don't have a clue what it really was like. And we were the forefathers that paved the way for these kids to be paid how they are getting paid right now. And yet they still lack common respect. That's the crazy part about it. And we see it in the world. Jeff here is in the true mob crime world. And even the kids now in the crime world lack respect for the OGs in the streets or in the hood or in the mob game. It's become, social media has become a comfort zone for saying whatever you want without getting hands put on you like we used to have to do.
Dude.
I'm just telling you.
I haven't always been on this road. I've spent some time in places I could not leave. And if I wanted to go from one place to another, they had to open the door for me, if you know what I mean. So I learned from that. And if you said or did the wrong thing in that house, that you had to deal with the repercussions. And so you learn. These kids they don't even think about that. But right now, it's just this whole thing with the NFL and paying these kids, college football, it's destroying the game. Because as soon as kids start getting paid, then you see that come in, and you see the boys come in from Las Vegas, and then they start running things. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't get, but
no, I know where you're going. Like, Jeff's in the betting world too, and the mob world. Like, it's tied in hand in hand. Especially, I think this is getting bigger and bigger. I think it's getting even, it's getting more serious now. The kids just don't get it, man. They don't understand what's happening. Because listen, if I was 17 and I'm making more than my daddy, and let's just call the coach daddy in this instance, are you really listening to daddy the way you used to? Now, back in the day, we would have, because daddy would have still beat our ass if we had more money. Nowadays, though, these kids making more money than some coaches. A lot of them. Shedeur Sanders made more money than his offensive coordinator last year at Colorado. What do you think he really was gonna? You think he was really gonna listen to the cat, Coach Lewis?
But you know what? And the bottom line is that, like I said, I work in the school system, and I watch this whole progression. How we were raised in school, we got paddled. You did something wrong, they had a big paddle with holes in it. And they used it. Yeah, big old holes, and man, and they use it. Up here, dude, I can't even lay hands. A kid can punch. I've been hit with a chair in the back of my head. I've been stabbed with a pencil, and I've been punched. You can't see it. I got a cut me right above my eye. But on that case, I said, close the door. But, I ended up having to leave that school system. Because I ain't going to let no kid do that to me. But anyway, I shouldn't be saying that. Because I'm in the school
but seriously, I appreciate you being honest. The problem is, though, that the administrators and the adults have allowed that. And you guys are making peanuts. You guys are making pennies on the dollar, man, for the hours and the work that we put in as educators, teachers, coaches, etc., especially high school, junior college, and college. The pennies on the dollar is unbelievable. The risk versus the reward don't match up.
No, this is what I mean. If you're in education at all, it's a labor of love. You just want to make a difference. And I'm here because I had two white men that looked at me as a son and took care of me. I mean, even when I got in trouble at Michigan State, Mike Imhoff went and got a lawyer, an ombudsman, I guess, and got me back on the team. And I struggled, but it's just, he saw something in me. And then when he went to Green Bay, I was up in Alaska fishing on a trawler, and I get a call out on the boat. He goes, "Can you get back over here?" And I'm like, man, I'm out to sea for another month. I won't get back in time. And I just kind of missed out on a lot of things, but I had to do something to change my life, so.
Yeah, anyway. No doubt. Hey, credit to you. A lot of people won't take that leap of faith. Here, the issue, to your point, two white men raised you. I'm from Compton, the only white guy around all brothers and raising brothers. Yeah.
I am Wood. I grew up 85th in Normandy.
Oh, okay, shit. You sound like you from LA. I was wondering, you sound like you from LA.
Yeah, I'm LA, 85th in Normandy, man.
I tell you, people know. I was like, man, this cat seems like he's from the West Coast. Let me ask you something. We didn't look at color back then. I don't know one player in a locker room that looked at the coaches like, oh, white boy, or you brother. Like, nah, I never seen. Nobody cared who was coaching them, and nobody cared who was on the team. Now, you may have had some riffs and beefs and shit like that. We all did. But, I don't think we saw color the way they see it now. Nowadays, it's like, oh, this white boy can't call plays for me. Like, what? Like, we got a huge problem that we've created, man.
Well, the problem is we don't have the kind of white boys we had back then. because they would step to you just like, you step to them, what we going to do? What are we going to do? Because my coach is like that. I tell you, you couldn't just say something and think you're going to get away with it. No, they weren't like that. And besides, you know what? They showed the love too. Because after he beat my ass on the field, he put his arm around me and walk off. Say, dog, you got what you got it. You got the talent. Now just, get your head right. And he'd walk me off the field with his arm around me after he kicked me in the butt 4 or 5 times,
No
so,
doubt.
and people think that's abusive, but man, I don't know. I see life different. Love can be expressed in many different ways, man. So
you're right.
I was going the wrong way. He wanted to straighten me out. That's all it was.
You're right. I got to let me get into this deal. So in 2009 or something, I believe you had a magazine, you did recruiting stuff. You had a relationship with Dion and break that down and kind of get into what's going on there. Because I have stories from when he was in Dallas at the charter school as well. I've heard a lot of stories. I know a lot of people in Dallas that are not happy with what he did there as far as from financial aid to you name it. Where are you at with what you ran into with Dion?
We had a nonprofit called Next Level, and that was we trained young athletes to get ready to go to college. I ran Next Level, and my partner was a guy named Chip. Chip ran CSA Prep Star, and it was a recruiting magazine. We would use, we would make phone calls. We said, look, we got a guy over here. You Oklahoma called us looking for a bull rider, so we'll find you one. Female golfers, all of that. But we would call these colleges and say, look, this is what we have. Here are their grades, and we try to get them into different schools. And we had a certain price we charged. It was $5,000, but you would get a scholarship. We'd almost guarantee you a scholarship in a tennis, whatever it is you wanted to play. But Dion came out with his own newspaper, his own magazine. I can't remember all the details about the name of it and all that, but he undercut us, and it cut deep into our business. And from what I understand, he wasn't able to commit and deliver what he had promised, and he got sued. But then it put a mark on us because he recruited the same field we did. I went in South Florida. I was recruiting for, we were recruiting mainly for Florida State, Ole Miss. Darius Bryant came through our program. Ray Armstrong, they all came through our program. And when Dion came in, that name, he started his own magazine, collected a bunch of money, and then next thing you know, he's gone. And it's bye-bye, yeah. And then they're calling us again and saying, well, can you give us a discount? Can you do this or that to help us? No, we can't. So then we basically had to kind of start over with the business, because I'm not going to pay you for somebody else's mistake. I didn't tell you to go over there, But anyway, that's without getting into too much detail, that's basically what happened. And and we. How should I say it? I'm not gonna get into all that, but I was a union rep or chapter president of Seattle Seahawks, Retired Player Association, and we had a couple of situations with guys that were also chapter presidents from different organizations that had run-ins with him too. But I didn't get into it. I didn't tell anybody my story. I only told Bailey not too long ago, and Bailey said, "Dude, we got to talk about that." And I'm not one to throw somebody under the bus. But,
I hear you. I respect it. I'm the same way. Like, there's the bottom line is, I tell my co-host Smitty all the time. I said, shit starts to stack up. You have to understand that it's creating smoke, and there's a fire under that smoke that people don't realize. Like, he has a track record of this. Just no one's bringing it up right now because
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Celebrity status is a big thing, man. And people get jobs that it blows my mind when we do certain things. And then people will look at you and say, oh, Dion took your business. You're bitter now. See that? Because they're so pro Dion that they're so blinded. They're blinded by his fame. It sounds like it's so ignorant, man. And like, I know kids, because I'm all about kids. I can give shit less about the adult. I know kids that have been crippled financially in their parents at that charter school. And I know for a fact that there's people that want to get at him. and you know what I'm saying when I say
I
get
know
out.
what you said. I felt that way too when it happened, but
I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you,
but
it's
when
a
you're
real
in business, man, you gotta, you really gotta step back and think, and then go from there. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, no doubt.
So by the way, man, this dude making me nervous, man. He looked like carrying something. He got some heat on him. You watching me like, yeah, I'm about to check this brother. Come on, man, smile. Yeah, there you go. Do something.
I'm just listening. I'm listening to your wisdom, my friend.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that because you got that. You talking about mafia look? I'm like,
Jeff,
Jeff,
you're muted. You're muted, Jeff.
No, I'm just listening to you speak, my man. I'm listening to you speak.
Okay. You got that look, dog.
You're telling the old school
I ain't trying to cross you.
Hey, now Jeff does a hell of a crime show, and he's filling in as our co-host for the next couple of days. He's a normal on our show, a regular. He has a big following as well. He's in the betting space, and so he's also respects his elders like I do, and lets them speak. So that's kind of what
I will ask though. You're a teacher, is that correct?
I was. Yeah. I was up in Seattle, and then I moved down to Florida. Now I had contract with the school. I work with kids. I don't teach down here. I'm still labeled a teacher, but
would you agree that? And I've said this before, that one of the biggest problems we have in our country is obviously fathers not being influences in their children's life, but also the lack of leaders in communities, right? Because a coach or a teacher used to be kind of the lifeline for a young man who didn't necessarily have it, like a youth leader. I remember I watched something at one point on Allen Iverson, and Allen Iverson had no father, but he talked about going to the Boys and Girls Club in Newport News, Virginia, and that was his outlet, right? That's how
we all had that. Yes. The YMCA, the Girls and Boys Club was huge, So, but that's where we found our so-called fathers, our father figures. They were young athletes, but these were old school men, that they were men. They didn't have this, none of that. They were straight up those, man. They were real. And we don't have that in men today,
Nah. We don't even play no more. We don't even go outside and play no more, though.
Oh, it's all this now. It's all computers. Video games. It's just
I drive around the hood just to look at old school pickup basketball. There ain't even courts. There's nobody on the court nowhere.
No, man.
It's sad, man. It's sad.
We're entering a different time. Yeah, we're entering a whole different era. When we got, and I always tell Bailey, we're a United States, and we pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands. But yet we live in a democracy. What is that? A democracy is a corporate created fiction that has moved us from focusing on self to focusing on others, and what this whole realm wants to how I would say this commercial identity that this public entity has. And America is the private. We sat down and we ate with our parents, and our father would talk to us. He'd come up to the school. We had an issue, Now when we switch this democracy, it's the mob rule, and sometimes it's ruled by people that don't have our best interests at heart, and they really don't. I'm gonna tell you, but I have kids here that tell me, "Well, don't call me Joe anymore. My name is Jocelyn." And he comes in with fingernail polish and all that. I'm like, no, not in my class. Your roster says your name is Joseph. I'm calling you. Then I get a call from the parent. No. He's not Joe. He's Jocelyn. And I said, well, when they change the roster, then I'll call him that. And then that's why I had to leave Seattle. I ain't gonna lie. Seattle was killing me, dude.
I don't think the world like this woke this current culture is not ready for that conversation. It's crazy to me. We couldn't have a conversation before. You can't even have these conversations no more because these kids are so fragile. Their parents are so fragile, and the administrators and the adults in the room are allowing it, which blows my mind. And as I know, you either coach it or allow it, and that's football and life. So We got
the truth, man.
We got problem, man. Hey, man, it's been great. I got to get you back on the show and talk some more stuff when we can. We'll get you back on here, man, and up until the football season. It's been great hearing your stories and getting some insight from the wise, man. People don't realize. I don't understand the youth, man. Before you get out of here, that they just refuse to listen to people that have been through multiple eras and generations. And they think this is the only one that's ever existed. Yep. The one they're in right now. The one they're in on fucking Twitter, they think is the only thing that ever existed.
They're not taught to listen. They're not taught to listen or comprehend anymore. It's all about, the glitter, the glamour, how many likes you got and all this kind of stuff. I mean, I have my own channel. I never even ask for likes. I just want people to understand who you truly are and how, if you understand your life, you can make other people's lives better.
You got a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's just Mr. D's Classroom. It's a little different. I teach people about, and most people call it conspiracy, but I teach people how to pay bills with a bill. I show people how to discharge their taxes. I show people, all this kind of stuff. You can use the tax bill to pay your taxes. Yeah.
Danny, you made an interesting point. What I find odd about school today is, why not try to relate to these kids in a way where, look, if you're going to have this society that's all about likes and content and viewing things, why not have a class that teaches you how to do it the right way and make money off of it? That's one thing we also don't do. We don't relate at all to the kids today. I know you try to. Why not try to educate them on the stuff you're talking about, but also creating a channel and paying taxes and making money off what you're doing, right? I don't understand that either.
That's where people are getting in trouble. They're not understanding the back office about their business. And that's what I specialize in. When people if you get in the jam with taxes, anything like that, I can help you. I can show you just how you sign your signature and get rid of that tax bill. And this is something we should be teaching the school systems, but they won't allow it. But when I taught it in Seattle, the first year I taught, I got a Teacher of the Year award, from the Seattle Public School System. And it was the Social Justice Teacher of the Year award, because I taught Black kids how to deal with their taxes and, how to, and you got a YouTube channel, show you how to benefit from that channel and how to keep yourself under the radar and not have to deal with the IRS. So, but anyway, yeah. I know you guys got to run. I got to run too, because I got some kids I got to pick up in 2 minutes. So.
Hey, no doubt. Hey, it's a pleasure, man. And we'll have you on again, brother. Be safe out here. I appreciate it.
All right, take care. You too, gangster man. I like you, dude.
Thank you, my friend.
To hire you to walk around with me and shit.
Hey, listen, I'm not that tough in real life, I promise.
Yeah, you look it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Ask Dion.
What's up, Dana? I appreciate you.
All right, take care, man.